It lights American homes, brightens neighborhoods, powers businesses. It cleans our forests, our fields, and our air. It puts Americans to work and strengthens our place in the world with new independence and a greener economy. Biomass power, energy for America.
As a society, we've finally reached the conclusion that we can't indefinitely rely on fossil fuels, and we need to start identifying in a very real way alternative sources of energy to meet our future energy needs.
What a lot of people don't realize is the computers that they're using in their house, a lot of it nowadays is coming from a renewable energy like biomass.
Biomass energy is a worldwide industry. As a matter of fact, some countries rely on biomass more than the United States does. We'd like to see that turned around a little bit.
Biomass power is a clean, efficient source of energy that generates electricity using natural materials like tree trimmings, agricultural waste, scrap lumber, forest debris, and other organic materials. Biomass generating facilities typically burn these natural fuels to produce steam, which drives a turbine that turns a generator to produce electricity.
What you see behind me right now is the majority of this agricultural waste, and there is some urban waste in there. This is the main fuel for the facility. It can exist of whole trees, pits, shells.
We've used rice hulls as our main source of energy. We've also used almond shells and rice straw.
Biomass power benefits America in many ways. Improving air quality by reducing greenhouse gases, creating thousands of American jobs and generating $1 billion a year for our economy, protecting our forests and diverting millions of tons of organic waste that otherwise would be dumped in landfills.
The majority of the urban waste here is the wood waste that's been diverted from the landfills. Pallets, construction waste, demolition.
We reuse the recycled material twice. We use the rice hulls to produce electricity, and then we sell the ash to third parties who reuse the product.
We basically divert about 200,000 tons of waste material like you see in the bag. It is then separated as it comes in, be it curbside or self-haulers. We process it, then it is ground through a tub grinder, and at that point it's processed, and then we also truck it here.
We open our gates to the local community for a green waste recycle program. We allow the local community to bring in their green waste free of charge. The city, the local school districts, everybody participates in this program.
Well, I think biomass has a real unique role because even though it doesn't have the glamour of a new windmill, it's part of the base load for our basic energy infrastructure, and it also creates a lot of rural employment. In many respects, biomass has the advantage of actually creating more employment for the same amount of energy, which is something, especially in this downturn, more jobs are of interest.
Biomass is the only energy source that actually reduces greenhouse gases, making it the greenest energy available in the battle against climate change. Fossil fuels release carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere when burned. Gases that would never be released if these fuels stayed buried deep in the earth. Renewables like solar, wind, and hydro are greenhouse gas neutral, neither releasing nor subtracting greenhouse gases from the air. But biomass is different. When organic waste decomposes naturally in fields, forests, and local landfills, it releases greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide. Biomass burns this waste cleaner and more efficiently, so fewer greenhouse gases are released than if we're left to decompose in the open. A net reduction in greenhouse gases. Biomass is good for the environment in other ways, helping to prevent forest fires by cleaning forest debris, reducing the need for agricultural burning, and easing the strain on local landfills.
The environment is very important to us here because our fuel source comes from the environment. So it's essential that we treat the environment with great respect.
For every ton of waste, whether it's wood waste or agricultural waste, that we that we employ at our facilities, it is the carbon dioxide equivalent of a ton of carbon dioxide removed from the atmosphere.
The Air District considers us a pollution solution.
Reducing fossil fuel emissions is probably what scientists say is the major issue to deal with addressing climate change. So if we actually capture that and substitute that for fossil fuels, that's the most direct way to reduce the emissions that come from the industrial sector.
As citizens, every day we take it for granted, the amount of energy we use on a day-to-day basis. It's only going to increase the need for us to start looking at more sustainable energy alternatives like biomass in order to ensure that we reduce the collective carbon footprint and make sure that we ultimately get to a place where we don't have to rely on fossil fuels like oil.
Clean, green, and efficient. Biomass power is helping power America and America's economy into the 21st century, a vital part of our energy future. Biomass power, natural energy, naturally.